Welcome to sleep with myth. Close your eyes and let the world fade away. Tonight we drift beyond time, where gods dream and stories remember their light. Long before the first pyramid cast its shadow across the Nile, long before kings carved their names into stone, the desert was already awake. It breathed in slow, endless rhythms. Dunes rose and fell like tides of dust. Winds wandered over the sand as if searching for something they had lost. And beneath that vast sea of red and gold, a god was dreaming. Her name was Nemet. She had walked all her life beside the Nile, where the river sang of life and harvest. But now she walked alone into the desert, following a dream. For 3 nights the same vision came, a red moon, a shifting desert, and a voice like grinding stone whispering one word, "Come." On the 4th night, she obeyed. Armed with only a shawl, a flask of water, and a warm obsidian shard left mysteriously beside her bed, Nemet journeyed into the dunes. Night deepened around her. The desert fell silent. When she whispered, "Who are you?" the wind shifted, deliberate, circling, aware. Sand rose in a twisting column before her. A shape formed, tall, broad-shouldered, jackal-headed. Eyes glowed deep red, like embers in ash. The voice from the dream spoke. "You came." Nemet trembled. "I heard you. You called me." The sand figure leaned closer. "I am the storm beyond the river's reach. I am the breath of the desert." Nemet swallowed. "Set," she whispered. The desert rumbled. Set studied her with eyes older than the dunes. "You carry a piece of my breath." He touched the obsidian shard. Visions surged through her. Red skies, collapsing dunes, a hand of sand reaching upward from beneath the world. "You hold a fragment of a dream I tried to bury," Set said. "And the desert has chosen you to walk it." Nemet's heart pounded. "Why me?" "Because you listen," Set answered. "And because there is a breath in you that you, too, have tried to silence." The dune beneath her feet began to sink, forming a spiral descending into darkness. "Below us lies a dream I no longer control," Set said. "If it wakes, your world will call it chaos. But storms, too, can heal." Nemet stepped to the edge of the spiral. "If I go," she whispered, "will you follow?" Set's eyes glowed. "I am the desert. Where the sand breathes, I am there." Holding the glowing shard, Nemet stepped into the sinking dune and began her descent into the sleeping heart of the sand god. The descent begins. Nemet stepped into the spiraling dune, and the world sank with her. Sand slid around her feet like warm rivers. The spiral tightened, lowered, and swallowed all moonlight. Soon the sky disappeared completely. Only a faint red glow pulsed from the obsidian shard she held. Behind her, Set followed in silence. Each of his steps made the dune tremble, as if the sand recognized its master. "How deep does this go?" Nemet whispered. "As deep as I once buried myself," Set replied. The spiral finally released them onto solid stone. A cavern opened beneath the earth, vast, echoing, lit by thin streams of crimson light seeping through cracks in the ceiling. Namet touched one glowing fracture. It was warm like breath. "This place lives," she murmured. "It remembers," Set corrected. "The chamber of forgotten storms." They entered a cavern shaped like a giant ribcage. Sandstone arches overhead, claw-mark scars etched into every curve. "What happened here?" she asked. "A storm I could not control," Set said. He placed his palm against one of the stone ribs. It shuddered as if reliving a memory. "I fought something that was mine," Set whispered. "A rage I tried to cast out. A breath that broke free." "You sealed it away," Namet said. "I thought I had." The shadow of the sandstorm. A low moan rose from the cavern floor. First it sounded like wind, but it grew deeper, angrier, like a sandstorm breathing in its sleep. "What is that?" Namet asked. "The thing I feared," Set answered. "The storm that split from me." A distant sand mound shifted. Something inside pressed upward. Slow, deliberate, awakening. The shard throbbed in Namet's hand. Set stepped between her and the mound. "It senses you," he said. "That shard carries the last memory it remembers." The mound cracked. A red eye opened inside it. Namet froze. "Is it alive?" "It dreams," Set replied. "And dreams are dangerous when they belong to gods." The shard awakens. The eye fixed on her. The sand rose, reshaping into a half-formed figure. A moving storm of dunes. Its voice was a rasp. "Give it back." The shard blazed bright red. Set raised his hand. A burst of desert wind struck the creature, scattering pieces of it. But it only reformed, stronger. "It wants the shard," Namet said. "It wants to be whole," Set answered. "But whole it would wake in fury." The creature lunged. The cavern roared. Namet's knees weakened. The shard pulsed again, this time with guidance. "Hold firm. Do not release me." "Not yet." Namet steadied herself. "I'm not giving it back." The creature shrieked and charged. Set stepped forward, a cloak of storm swirling around him. "You face only the anger I abandoned," he said. "And I do not abandon what comes next." He struck the ground. Red light erupted. The creature shattered into dunes. Silence returned. The path forward. Namet trembled. Set knelt beside her. "You held the shard. Most could not." "It told me to," she whispered. Set froze. "It speaks to you?" "It feels alive." "The shard is part of a breath I buried," Set said. "If it speaks, the rest is waking." He looked down a tunnel leading deeper underground. "At the end of this path lies the heart of the dream. Your world will not be the same when you leave it." Namet looked at the shard, pulsing like a small heart. She stood. "Then let's keep going." Together, they stepped into the darkness. The descent deepens. The tunnel carried them downward like the throat of an ancient beast. Walls of red stone rippled with carvings, spirals, storms, broken moons, a jackal-headed silhouette. Set walked ahead, each step sending avalanches of sand down the sloping floor. The shard in Nemet's hand pulsed warm, steady, urging her onward. The archway of broken names. They entered a dome-like chamber. Massive stone tablets leaned against the walls. Each tablet held a name in a forgotten language. Asheru, god of the shifting dunes, buried beneath his own breath. Tamnath, lord of silent storms, forgotten by the world he tried to shape. At the center lay a broken slab, who tried to unmake himself. A future I refuse to accept, Set said. The door of echoes. Ahead stood a giant circular door etched with spirals. It breathed slowly, deeply. Nemet lifted the shard. The spirals glowed. Do not let it touch the door, Set warned. That door leads to the part of me that dreams without restraint. The shard dimmed reluctantly, the chamber of echoing sand. They entered a side passage. Memories flickered across the walls. Nemet's childhood, her loneliness, her hidden fears. The desert whispered, "You learn silence here." Set's memories flickered too. Storms, shadows, fire. You've suffered, Nemet whispered. He did not reply. The breath takes shape. A smaller chamber opened. Sand spiraled at the center like a sleeping body. My first resting place, Set said. The sand rose, forming a small cyclone. Nemet, it whispered. You carry what was lost. The shard trembled violently. Set stepped forward. Enough! But the echo lingered inside her. The path narrows. The air warmed. The ground vibrated. The storm grows restless, Set said. It feels its heart near. So the shard is its heart? Only a part. The part that doubts, the part that mourns, the chamber of the turning sands. They reached a vast cavern of rotating dunes, humming like ancient instruments. A sand figure rose, towering and faceless. It knelt before Nemet. Why is it bowing? It senses what the shard will become, Set said. A choice. The figure dissolved. The final descent. A narrow path opened downward, glowing red gold. This leads to the heart of the storm, Set said. There, you will see the rest of the truth. Will you be with me? She asked. I will walk where you walk. Nemet stepped forward. The shard burned like a newborn sun. The desert dream breathed them in. The descent to the heart. The glowing trench narrowed as Nemet and Set walked deeper. Red gold light pulsed beneath the sand, like a heartbeat too vast to be mortal. The shard trembled in Nemet's palm. The place where my breath was broken lies ahead, Set whispered. The chamber of the first breath. A colossal dome opened before them. Spirals of sand drifted upward, glowing from within. At its center rotated a massive vortex of sand. Alive, remembering. It is my beginning, Set said, and my undoing. The shard blazed. The vortex slowed, shifting toward Nemet. A vision awakens. The world dissolved. Nemet saw a red desert beneath a starless sky. A newborn god, Set, struggled against a storm that tried to devour him. When it tore itself away, it split, one half forming Set, the other becoming a hollow shadow. The vision shattered. That was the day you were born, Nemet whispered. The day I failed, Set answered. The shadow speaks. The vortex formed a towering sand figure with hollow eyes. You carry what was taken, it said to Nemet. She is not yours, Set roared. You cast me out, the storm hissed. Yet I survived. Set confronted it with blades of wind and sand, but the storm absorbed them all. You cannot silence me, it said. I am the breath you hid. Nemet steps forward. Nemet's courage rose. You're not a god, she said. You're a wound. The pain Set buried. The storm stilled. You understand, it whispered. I buried parts of myself too, she said softly. The choice. Return the breath, the storm said, and I will sleep again. If she gives it to you, Set warned, you will rise. Nemet held the shard between them. To neither of you, she said. To both of you. The shard glowed like a red sun, awaiting the choice that would decide the fate of a god. Where two storms meet, the colossal cavern held its breath. The shard hovered between Nemet and the storm figure, glowing like a suspended sun. Set stood beside her, silent, rigid. Return what was torn, the storm whispered. Set trembled. Do not give it to him. This piece belongs to both of you, Nemet said. I cast it away for a reason, Set growled. That reason is killing you, she whispered. The storm's hollow eyes flickered. He fears the breath he is missing. The shard remembers. The shard flared and hurled Nemet into a vision. She saw Set kneeling in agony, the storm ripping from him, becoming the shadow now before them. That wasn't a storm, she whispered. It was grief. You didn't cast it out because it was dangerous. You cast it out because it hurt. The storm spoke. Give me the breath and I will sleep. Give him the breath and he will be whole. Give yourself the breath and you will become something neither of us can predict. The conversation beneath the world. What has filled the shard? Nemet asked. Your breath, the storm said, and his. It is becoming what we are not, Set murmured. The shard pulsed violently, the breath's awakening. The cavern shook. The vortex unraveled. Choose before it chooses for you, the storm said. Nemet face set. If you reunite with it, what will you become? Something I fear to face. Then I will face it with you. The offering. She pressed the shard to Set's chest. The storm screamed. Winds blasted outward. You would trust me with this? Set whispered. Yes, she said. You buried it because of pain. But you're not alone now. The shard sank into him. Set convulsed, the cavern exploding with sand. The storm writhed. You cannot take it back. Set screamed. A god finally breathing after centuries. Silence fell. The god who feels again. Set rose. His eyes glowed alive. You took the breath back. The storm gasped. No, Set said. I took myself back. He touched the storm gently. You are my shadow, my grief. I buried you instead of facing you. I will not bury you again. The storm dissolved into dust, whispering, "Whole!" The storm settles. The vortex vanished. The ground steadied. "You held my breath," Set said, "and you did not break." "Nor did you," Namet whispered. "For the first time, I feel everything, and it does not destroy me." The path to the final dawn. A new passage opened, warm, white light pouring from it. "What is that?" she asked. "My awakening," Set said. "Your path." He extended his hand. They stepped into the light, toward the final dream, where the desert would breathe in truth for the first time in ages. In the final moment before the desert drew its last breath, the wind fell silent. The world seemed to hold itself still, as if even time feared what would come next. Set stood upon the highest dune, his shadow stretching across the dying sands. Beneath him, the great storm he had summoned churned and boiled like a living beast. Its spirals clawed at the heavens, ripping open the sky with crackling veins of crimson lightning. The desert trembled in answer to its master. But within the storm something else moved. The sand god was no longer alone. The wind carried a whisper, soft, fragile, but impossibly steady. It was the dream of the desert itself. The dream he had awakened. The dream he had feared. The wind swirled upward, taking form. A figure emerged from the heart of the storm, shining, fluid, shifting like dunes under moonlight. Its voice was neither human nor divine, but something deeper, older, shaped by centuries of forgotten wandering. "Set," it said, "why do you fear me?" Set clenched his jaw. The storm rumbled behind him like a beast awaiting command. "I do not fear," he answered. "I prepare." "For destruction?" the figure asked gently. "For survival," Set corrected. "The desert is fragile. A single breath of the wrong god can break it." His gaze darkened. "And you were born of my breath." The dream being stepped closer. Its body flickered with shifting grains of gold and shadow. "I was born of your silence," it whispered, "of the grief you buried beneath the dunes. I am not here to devour the desert. I am here to remember it." Set looked away. "Memory is weakness." "Memory," the being said, "is the only way the desert lives on." A long, shuddering silence followed. The storm howled. The dunes groaned. The sky dimmed to embers. "Then why," Set murmured, "do you seek me?" The dream being extended an arm, its hand made of flowing sand. "Because the desert dreams through you." The storm suddenly broke its shape, wild, thrashing, desperate, as if fighting the words themselves. Set raised his hands, commanding it back into submission. But the storm resisted, pushing against his control. For the first time in ages, the god of chaos felt the deserts will overpower his own. The dream being lifted its face toward the swirling sky. "It is time," it whispered. "Time for what?" Set growled. "For the desert to breathe again." The storm collapsed inward. A single pulse tore through the dunes. Neither wind nor sound, but something deeper. The sand erupted with golden light. Every grain shimmered as if remembering its origin. The dunes rose and fell like a great sleeping titan stretching after 1,000-year slumber. Set staggered back. The dream being placed its hand over its chest. Your breath created me, it said, but your sorrow shaped me. The desert is not dying, Set. It is becoming. And then, quietly, impossibly, it stepped forward and placed its shining hand over Set's heart. The god froze. The storm stilled. The sands glowed. And Set felt something he had not felt in millennia. Warmth. Not the heat of battle or the blaze of chaos, but something softer. Something patient. Something alive. The desert is not merely yours to command, the being said. It is yours to share. The glowing sands rose, swirling around the god like a cloak of light. The storm dissolved, its fury transforming into gentle wind. The horizon expanded, revealing dunes not of death but of shimmering, rising gold. Set exhaled. For the first time in ages, it was not a breath of war but of release. The dream being smiled. Let the desert dream, Set. And with that, it dissolved into the wind, its voice echoing through every dune. I will breathe with you. The golden sands settled. The desert grew quiet again. But it was no longer silent. Set stood alone beneath the softening sky, feeling the desert's heartbeat align with his own. And the breath of the sand god became the breath of a world reborn.